guys? Hope you guys are good. I know my shirt is not showing up, but it's pretty cute. Anyways, the topic for today is sex tourism and how it pertains to us and how it actually is a reflection of a failure on our part. Yeah, I know maybe some of you guys have seen some videos where they were talking about this, and the main focus of those videos unfortunately were, okay, this is happening and these people are evil and that's it. And even though I agree that those people are evil, I think it is very irresponsible to just put the blame on somebody else on an issue that is happening to you because you play a part in it. What I mean by this is people will complain that, oh, people are coming to our countries and they're doing stuff to our children. The question I have to ask you guys, or to the people who just want to complain, is, what are you doing to protect your children? What are you doing to protect your kids? What are you doing to make sure that your children are not left vulnerable? You ask most people that question, they won't even be able to provide you an answer. That is the problem right there. We are not practicing the principles of Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because we are. It means that we have this responsibility to take care of each other as much as possible, or as much as we can. I'll give you an example. A Muzungu coming to do something to a child is the direct reflection of that government not being able to protect that child. Some people would say. Some people would argue that it's because of the parent. Some people would argue that it's because of the system. I feel like all of those cases are true. However, the underlying principle is that even if it's the government's fault to take care of the children, if the government is not stepping up, and if the parents are not stepping up, whether they're able to or not, that child is indirectly our child. An African child is our child, right? So if the government, the parents, the neighbors, whoever, are not able to step up and take care of that child, it is our responsibility to take care of that child. That is basically what I am arguing. Now you may be asking me, African millennial, okay, how can I help? I'll give you one example. There are so many ways, but I'll give you one solution that I'm currently doing. The solution is the average education of an African child is about $120, $120 US for a whole year. A whole year amounts to about $120. Many people spend $10 a month on stuff like Netflix, Starbucks. Some people's phone bills in the West are like $120 a month alone. What I propose is that a lot of us, many of us, should be gathering together, pooling our resources, whether it be $20 a month or $5 a month. We all pool our resources together and we send more kids to school. Why is this important? Because these same kids who are forced to work, child labor is very common in Africa. These children who are forced to work, sell goods, sell bread, sell candy on the streets. Instead of them doing that, they should be in school. So if their parents cannot afford them to take them to school, then we as a community should be helping them so that they can go to school and so that they can have a better future. In terms of the adults, I know that's also a problem, but I'm sorry, I'm more biased against children. I just am. Instead of having these kids sell all these things on the street, if we all chip in and help, more of these kids will be able to go to school their parents will be less stressed, and they'll have overall a better quality of life in their formulating very early years of life. Now you may be asking me, why is this an issue? It's because in Africa, many of the countries do not subsidize school. School is something that the individual is supposed to take care of. It's not like in the West where they take care of school, like elementary, secondary, or even in Europe where they pay for people's college and uni. Back home, you have to pay for your kid to go to school. So if you don't have the money, your child will simply not go to school. That's why sometimes, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Africa, but if you haven't, it's very common to see kids selling things on the street. We've normalized it, but it's actually very unfortunate that that still happens. And that's why it's also very common to see kids that are like 20, 16, 12, and they didn't graduate because their parents were not able to afford it. Now, tying this back to everything that I talked about, the reason why we need to help is that these same kids that are selling things on the street, these same kids that don't see many opportunities and are being forced to work instead of going to school, these same kids that are on the beaches selling things are the kids that are the most vulnerable when it comes to people taking advantage of them. They are the most vulnerable, which is why we, especially in the diaspora, having more resources, it should be our responsibility to help. My friend and I were only 2 individuals. We're able to send 10 children to school. Imagine if everyone, or at least hundreds of us, did this. That would mean that less kids would be vulnerable and less kids would have a hard time. It's not a perfect solution, but it's definitely way better than nothing. And to anyone who says they don't have money, I understand, but I find it very hard to believe if you live in the West and you're telling me you don't have $3, $5, $7 a month to support someone's education. I find that very, very hard to believe. So anyways, guys, that's just one solution. That's one way that we can kind of tackle this problem and make sure that it's less prevalent. Obviously, the other solutions are to go to governments and do that kind of stuff. However, able to go to the government, rally, and do all of that yet, this is one way that we can get involved in making sure that we protect our children a little bit more. So guys, that's it. I mean, this topic is really depressing, so I'm gonna end the video there, but I hope to see you guys with another video topic. Bye.